Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to make sure this video was released before the Hydra was dropped, but I'm thinking due to time constraints that I'm not going to be able to get it uploaded before then, so I'm pretty disappointed by that. But I'm going to try my best. What I wanted to do was basically show you guys what I was doing during Clan vs. Clan and show you my ideas of what I was trying to get done or accomplish before the Hydra boss was dropped. But I definitely know that once the Hydra boss comes, I'm not going to be ready completely just due to time. And I'm probably going to wait a few days after the Hydra boss comes before I attempt them. So expect that video a few days after the other content creators have probably dropped their Hydra boss content. I'm just a newer account and I still have to level up some things. And this is in-game content. So, you know, I feel like I'm not ready for it quite just yet. But I'm also pretty damn close to getting there. So here's what I did. This was the plan. We analyzed the Hydra boss heads individually in the last 6 videos, and they all have some kind of unique mechanic individually to each of them. And we know that we're going to be getting new Hydra heads in the future, so with this in mind, we analyzed what's going on, the way the heads work when you chop them off. You can kind of tweak your teams a little bit. So I'm going to say I have flex spots, you know, for heroes that don't exactly perform the specific mechanic in mind. And with that in mind, let's check out the different setup real quick. So right here, first slot, the order doesn't matter. The first slot just happens to be where I was stuck the block debuffs character. The second slot was the Veil, Perfect Veil. The third is HP Burn, AoE, or single target. And I feel like, you know, the thing to do here is if I don't have an AoE burner, then I'm going to need a single target burner plus a debuff spread, which I might not have enough room for, so who knows. Fourth member of the team is Strengthen for the whole team, and fifth is Hex, AoE or single target plus debuff spread like before. Sixth spot for block buffs, and then additional roles fulfilled would be Resurrection, Cleansers, block damage, and killable, negative down defense, plus attack, plus accuracy, negative accuracy, plus speed, negative speed, weaken, leech, shield, ally attack, revive, basically everything, right? So quick shout out to the flex spots. We got Krisk the Ageless, Tomb Lord Alton, Trunda Guilt Mallet, Stag Knight, Arbiter, Vlad Nightborn, Kandrafon, Alexander the Sharpshooter, Ninja, Brachus the Shifter, Vizier Ovelis. Just a quick just rundown of a couple characters I have, and I'm going to add a Doom Priest here real quick. So, Team 1, we're looking at Siphi the Lost Bride. The first slot, Quargan the Crowned. In the second slot, Mordecai. The third, Sigmund the High Shield. In the fourth, Rule the Huntsmaster. In the fifth, and Norog or Lady Kimmy in the sixth. And all this stuff is, hypothetically speaking, I haven't had a chance to fight the Hydra boss yet or try them out, like to test them committing a key. So, who knows how the team will work out. I'll end up with a couple flex spots where I can drop 1 or 2 of these heroes and bring in somebody else depending on what we need. Like, for example, Doom Priest for cleanses, Krisk for shields, or Tomb Lord or something for debuffs. You know, it depends on what we need, right? Here's what I'm thinking, though. First and foremost, I feel like AoE attacks are going to be bad news here. And obviously, to land a group debuff on the whole team, on like all the Hydra heads, it's going to be an AoE attack, so you're not going to be able to avoid that. But I do want to avoid that with my like damage dealers as much as possible. I would prefer to have somebody like Rotos as opposed to Trunda, if you catch my drift, a single target high damage dealer versus an AoE attack high damage dealer. So this happens to be how my teams are working out on my account, because I am really lacking characters at the moment. No matter how hard I've tried to pull characters, I still don't feel like I have enough or the right ones in some circumstances. I really don't have a character that does a couple things in this game, like ally attack, for example. There's plenty of guys I just don't have yet access to. So this is my limited account at the moment. Now, any of these asterisks right here, the asterisks are going to mean that it's a level 50 character. It's not a level 60 yet as of, this video. Could change in the future. I'm still trying to level up a couple. But what ended up happening is I ranked up, I think, 15 heroes during the CVC and champion training event up to 6 stars. So these are all characters that were not 6-star prior to this event. I leveled them up to 6-star during this event, mostly for the Hydra boss, but a couple of them for other additional purposes. So here's what we got for this Team 2, Skytouch Shaman, Quargon the Crowned. Again, another Quargon because I do not have a Duchess Lily 2 and I do not have a Rector Drath. And I had to go with Steadfast Marshal for the 3rd spot. So not a bad option at all. He actually grants it to the whole team except for himself, but he's a rare. So another rare to 60 you'll have to consider, putting up unless you have better options. So we have Elinarl. I'm going to suffer on my HP AoE burn here because I don't have another champion besides a low-level Mordecai, which I might be able to swap him in, but I'm going to have to get him to 60, I think. He's too weak. He's a very weak character. Ursula the Mourner, Leopteryx, Uggo, who's amazing. And again, we got Lady Kimmy. I actually have a Lady Kimmy ×2. So I'm going to have to make a decision on in the future. I'm going to have to decide whether I wanted to empower her or keep her just for the plus 10 HP or plus 10% HP for Shadowkin faction. We have Skathix, who's actually a pretty amazing Void Epic. I'm actually considering taking him up to 60, although I think my Lizardman faction is actually beat all the faction wars, I think. So he was not completely necessary for that. I don't think I used him on the team at all. Got Steadfast Marshal, Ultimate Gaelic, who's going to require some kind of attack up buff to get him to work. Before he's the Tusked, that has the Strengthen, but it's a weird Strengthen. I'm going to have to test it out to see if the Resurrection has to go through first before the Strengthen goes on. If so, we might have to change him and bring someone else. We have Vildrax here for the Hex, Leech, Skill Cooldown, and Steel Heals. And then we have Umbral Enchantress, who's another AoE block buffs champion who's amazing. So these could be some serious MVPs here. Umbral Enchantress, Norog, Lady Kimmy, Uggo, any of these, if you have them. Then there's another person who's going to be absolutely fantastic for this. His name is Inquisitor Jamel. So he has a cleanse on the fear, which is automatic. So if you put a fear on any of the teammates, he's going to automatically cleanse it after it gets placed and then give a small little turn meter boost. So if his mechanics work correctly, on paper, the way I'm expecting them to work, he could be an absolute MVP. Now, the one that kind of does the same thing, but not completely, is Siphi the Lost Bride. So if I need a fear cleanse on every single team, I actually have 2 Inquisitor Shamels ×2. So I got one at 60 and one at 50. So if I take the one at 60 and I love what he's doing on team 1, then what I can do is I can level up the second one to 60 as well for team 2 or team 3, depending on whatever team I don't put Siphi on, because I don't have 3 of them. So I'm going to have to put one on one team, another on another team, and then a Siphi on the other team. So this is just purely for the fear cleanse, because fear seems like it's going to be an awful problem. Also, what seems to be like it's going to be a problem is the Hex. You don't want to have the Hex Hydra head eat a hero when it's your Hex hero, like Rule the Huntsmaster, for example, without the Hex being on the head. That's going to be a major problem. You're going to want to make sure you bring plenty of accuracy for your Hex people and keep the Hex on at all times. It's going to be a big deal. Also, I feel like these AoE attacks are probably going to be bad news, except for the HP burn AoE. When it comes to the Head of Wrath stacks, you don't want those stacks unnecessarily going up, like Skytouch Shaman, for example, doing a weak-ass A1. That's going to cause problems getting those stacks to be ramping up when you may not necessarily want them to or don't aim to be doing that. So if you want to schedule those attacks and plan them out ahead of time, getting the AoE attacks off the team is going to be a major deal and a big issue. So block debuffs is why I put her in the first spot in the cleanse, but she could easily be replaced by anyone else who does these similar things. Shamel, for example. So these are just some flexible characters that I leveled up just to use them just in case we need them for these specific tasks that I listed up here. Block debuffs, Veil, Perfect Veil, HP burn, Strengthen, Hex, and block buffs. And if we need to drop any of them to add someone else, we can. The team's going to be totally flexible. So I'm going to be trying this out later. I really just wanted to go over the fact that I was able to level up Arbiter, Alexander the Sharpshooter. So he's the new character. I only leveled him up just purely for content purposes. If I was a lower account and I wasn't a content creator, I most definitely probably would not have leveled him up considering where I'm at in the game, because I am so desperate to get some Hydra Clan Boss heroes. And I'm telling you, they did a really good job of creating some heads that are utilizing some effects, which are really cool too, by the way, that really aren't being used at the moment. So you're going to be leveling up some heroes that are new for you, maybe in some cases, just because this content is kind of different from the other content. So I leveled up Arbiter because I just barely, like on a day 120 or something like that. Arbiter was someone I locked shortly, around the 120 day mark, but I kept her for CVC. So she was sitting there for a while. I opened her during CVC, took her up to 60 immediately. Alexander the Sharpshooter I leveled up because he was the brand new character, free and for content creator purposes. But let me tell you something. He's no one to sleep on. If you need a damage dealer on your team or AoE defense down, he can fulfill that. He's a pretty hard hitter. And testing him out already. Clan Boss, I pulled a Maneater really recently. Took Maneater up to 60. That was like a no-brainer, obvious one. Painkeeper as well to go with the Maneater. Doom Tower Faction Wars, I took Vergus up to 60. And Samar Gym Curse just to make those boss fights a little easier because they're amazing at the boss fights. We can make some videos about that later. Hydra Clan Boss, though, specifically Norog. And I love Norog. Norog's a beast. Umbral Enchantress. Actually, all of these characters here are beasts. Norog, Umbral Enchantress, Uggo, Royal Guard, Mordecai, Inquisitor Shamel, Bildrax, Quargon the Crowned, and Haforis the Tusked. So Haforis actually is in the process of going up, and I got to test that strengthen first. If I don't like the way it works, I'm going to not level up Haforis to 60. I'll just keep him at 50. Quargon the Crowned, I took 1 to 60. I don't want to level 2 to 60 because I want to get another kind of AoE Veil champion, some sort. I tried for Duchess many times. I'll keep trying. I definitely want her. She's one of my #1 options for a champ I want in the future. And Rector Drath is probably my #1 epic at the moment that I want. So I don't want to take 2 Quargons to 60, but I'm holding out hope I'll get a Rector Drath or a Duchess Lilitu sometime soon. Let's go take a look at these characters real quick in the game. So, I mean, here's the big issue is I don't have them like leveled up to an appropriate level. See, I got Arbiter over here, getting the speed up, slowly but surely. What I want to do at the moment, let's say that this is lower than it could be and it should be, because I'm holding on to my glyphs for the quest purposes, the missions. So as you can see, like right here, for example, speed ×2 double roll on the resistance banner, it's 14. I could definitely upgrade this and put some speed glyphs on it, but I want to hold on to these 6s and 5s for the mission purposes. So I'm not using them at the moment, and whatever I'm saving up, or whatever I get, I'm going to save up. So, some characters that could definitely be better at the moment. So we're going to keep leveling these up. I just want to go over real quick. We got Alexander the Sharpshooter. I put him mainly in the gear that was pretty much given away with the event. So they gave away accuracy gear. I went with the accuracy gear just to be kind of conforming to like the new players, how they would be doing things. But I did add one set of perception on him. So we got his accuracy up pretty high at the moment. His crit rate is outstanding. His speed is decent. His attack is, it's livable. He's not quite where Ninja's at. Ninja was my very first hard carry in the game, and he's still amazing. And I like to get him where Ninja's at before I make a video. So I'm coming out the Alexander the Sharpshooter video here real soon. We got Lady Kimmy, like I said. I'd like to get her up to 16s on the gear here. She could be absolutely amazing against the Hydra because she can buff steal and then block buffs, which is really cool. She's like an absolute Krisk nightmare in arena. Norog, though, I want to talk about Norog, for example, for a second, because he's got some amazing skill sets. And because he only has the one ability, he's got A1, he's got A2, you could throw him in a reflex set and just continually get the Ice Pillar going with the block buffs. So it's a 2-turn block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown. And if you get it to proc faster than that, you can just keep it continually going, which is pretty common for him to do. Only a 40% chance, but it goes off pretty commonly. It goes off pretty often. So I'm definitely going to be trying him out in the Clan Boss and seeing how he works out. We got some other heroes as well. Cleopteryx, I might want to re-gear her and some other stuff if she's actually pretty good. But like I said, we got a lot of leveling up to do. These, I'll tell you what I like to do. What I like to do is I like to save all of these gear pieces to go from the 4, the 8, the 12, the 16, but mainly just the 12 and the 16 for the events. So if there's an event that's leveling up, clan versus clan or artifact leveling or something of that nature, where I need to level these up, I take them up to 11 and I let them sit there. I take them up to 15, I let them sit there. And then when those days come, I level them up. So I save them and they wait. I save these and they wait. So right now I could take this one up to 15. I could take these two to 15. These are going to stay where they're at for now. Keep this one at not 16. But like I said, I could change the gear on her to something better and give her something more clan boss like. So Inquisitor Shamel, for example, we got 2 more levels here. One on the weapon, one on the shield, and we got him in a swift parry set. Gonna be very cool. I can't wait to try him out. He's gonna be amazing. So we're just like a couple levels away from being ready to go, and all we're missing is the silver to do it. So we're still getting some of these characters leveled up. They're getting close. Umbral Enchantress, man, can't wait to try her out. We got her in a Relentless set. I got Mordecai here, basically 410 accuracy. Hopefully he'll be able to land some stuff in the Hydra Boss. Bildrax, we got him in a stun set. Doom Priest, we got in a Relentless speed set. So we're still like lacking in the levels a little bit, but we're getting close here. We're getting close. Royal Guard needs to get some gear leveled up. I want to try him out. But like I said about the AoE stuff, I might end up not putting him on a team depending on how he works out. We got to test that for sure. Burgess, amazing. Didn't even put a banner on him yet. Quargon the Crowned. Forgot to mention we took Tomb Lord up to 60 as well. So we got him in a reflex set. Same thing as before. We're trying to get that Veil to come back a little sooner. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, and he has 2 turns. So try to get that to pop a little sooner. Got the Overgrowth as well. Then Uggo. Uggo is a champ, man. Let me tell you, I took Uggo to 60, and she's still not 60, obviously. And here, this is the hold up right here. We got 1 at 55, 1 at 56, 1 at 59, 1 at 58. So we're still taking them up, still leveling them. It's a little slow, obviously, but we're getting there. So I estimate within the next day or 2, we'll probably be trying the Hydra Boss as soon as it drops, and we're ready to go. But I'm going to try to take my sweet time. That's no joke, because I'm still not where I want to be at, and I want to drop as high of a score as possible. I want to, put up a nice showing here. So I'll be, coming out with that video here real soon. Make sure you keep an eye out for that one. We've analyzed this. We'll make sure we come up with a fine-tuned team and get some pretty good stuff going. Now, I'm a new account, so if I can't pull it off, I'm not going to be surprised. But if I can do some damage, it obviously demonstrates that, have some, offer some insight to the community that I can, provide something of value. So I'll end up doing that if I can. Like I said, keep an eye out for that video of me fighting the Hydra Boss here soon. Been doing really good in different brackets and tournaments we've had. First place in most of them. And the champion training one, I think I actually placed on the global leaderboard this time. So felt pretty good about that one. We'll see. I'm getting ready for the Hydra Boss. Sure that by the time you guys hear this video, you guys see this, that you'll have fought him by now. So good luck. Hope you did well. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of content ready to go for you here soon. And I know the other content creators are already going to have the videos launched. So my apologies in not getting stuff done a little bit faster, but you know how things go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll get Alexander the Sharpshooter here done soon. And you guys have a great weekend. Peace.